what you do with the switch, it isn't as simple as the light switches at home. You have to physically sort of not pull the pin, but if you have to pull the toggle out, then it can move to a different position. So you do have to do it on purpose, not accidentally knock it to the wrong position. Very rarely that can happen, or is close to zero. What the report seems to be suggesting is the error with the chip. It's as simple as one chip not working properly, losing contact. Once you lose contact, it's kind of how electricity works. The signal works. It's not contacted properly. It's because of the thermal cycle. It's in a warm condition. It's been worked very hard. Like your laptop stops working, basically, giving you the blue screen of death we call on Windows. It doesn't command the fuel to be in a run position, even for a split second. The fuel stops for a couple of seconds, and the engine will start decelerating.
이상도 그냥 다 들어오고 이런다면은 우리나라 그 축산 시장에 한우 시장에 상당한 이 피해가 많이 있겠죠. 그러면 고기가 미국산이 많이 단가가 떨어진다는 소리인데, 그렇게 되면은 우리 축산 농가나 또 상인들이나 한우 이게 미국의 그 소고기에 많이 치여서 아무래도 피해가 많을 것 같아요.
앞으로 트럼프가 많은 그 광우병이 염려되는 30개월 이상을 수입을 요구를 한다면 얼마나 뭐 옛날처럼 버텨낼지는 모르겠지만 그래도 일부 수입을 한다고 하면 아마 좀 검색을 해볼 것 같습니다. 그래서 꼼꼼히 좀 살펴보고 이게 문제가 있는지 없는지 좀 잘 보고 문제가 없는 게 좀 과학적으로 입증이 된다 하면 또 구매를 해 먹을 것 같고요.
the more north you go, the less solar you have. But what's important to recognize that the efficiency of the solar panel increases with decreasing temperatures. And in the north it's cold, so the efficiency of the solar panel is much better. Then in the winter period extends very often to summer even, and you have a lot of snow, which increases the reflectivity of the ground. So you get from the ground also reflected radiation. So actually, you will get from the panels about the same as we get definitely in Central Europe.
So the people there knew already that it was something special just by the fact that it was a meteorite and that it was big. It wasn't until it got to the lab and pieces were tested that we realized, oh my gosh, it's Martian. And then when those results came back and we compared and saw, okay, it's not just Martian, it is the biggest piece of Mars on the planet.
So here is the Mercury-Spearling prototype fan car. It's one of the fastest electric cars in the world. It holds the record at the Goodwood Festival of Speed and at the Top Gear test track, in both cases surpassing Formula 1 cars. And we did that using downforce on demand, which is two fans in the back of the car which suck it to the track. And we thought, to prove that in the most simple way, a car with 2 tons of downforce that only weighs 1 ton can you stick it to the ceiling? So we thought we'd build a rig and prove the point.
Products that are manufactured here in China are unimaginable, really. And the amount of technology and automation that makes that possible. And so we are part of the world supply chain, and we have incredibly complicated supply chains. And we depend on technology providers all over the world, every single corners of the world. It takes 200 different technology companies, 200, to build one of our AI computers. Unimaginable complexity. It is not possible without a sophisticated supply chain. And so that's why I'm here, to celebrate the miracle of the supply chain in the China supply chain. The China market is so large and it's so dynamic. AI is moving very fast in China. So many AI startups, all of the cloud service providers, Alibaba is doing, QN is doing so well, Tencent is doing so well. Of course, my good friends at Xiaomi, they're doing so well. AI is being applied to everything from consumer applications, internet shopping, grocery delivery, to of course self-driving cars and all these incredible applications. And so I'm very happy to see the AI development here in China.
We predicted it would take us thousands of years of manual analysis. Now we can analyse everything in seconds. It's quite extraordinary. We can now look at every organ and tissue in the body, and that has helped us understand things like aneurysm risks, how muscle fat is related to frailty, and how liver fat is prevalent in like 25% of the UK population. So we've been able to understand a lot about all sorts of disease mechanisms just from the biobank data.
What's happened in this case is that they've used a technique called pronuclear transfer, which effectively replaces the bad mitochondria with good mitochondria. You actually swap the nuclear genetic material rather than move the mitochondria around, but you have a donor egg where you remove the nucleus and you replace it with the nucleus from the patient embryo. Personally, I think it's nonsense to call them three-parent babies. So the mitochondrial DNA encodes genes which are relevant for making energy production. They're not in giving any particular trait, so nothing that we recognise when we're looking at an individual, interacting with an individual. We don't see anything to do with their mitochondrial genes. It's all about their nuclear genes and who their parents were.
Welcome to my kitchen. I see you've come from Trove to learn a bit of my magic. Today I'm going to show you my pan-seared shrimp recipe.
شباب قصف يا شباب، خذونا على الهواء. شباب قصف بسرعة.
قال وزير الدفاع الاحتلال الإسرائيلي إسرائيل كاتس إن الجيش سيواصل مهاجمة قواته.
شباب في عندنا قصف، شباب قصف يا شباب، خذونا على الهواء. شباب قصف بسرعة بسرعة يا شباب خذونا على اللايف. قصف هيئة الأركان.
قال وزير الدفاع الاحتلال الإسرائيلي إسرائيل كاتس إن الجيش سيواصل مهاجمة قواته.